Hey everybody, this is Cubs bringing another video, and today I wanted to bring to you the beginning of a new series that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I've been thinking about doing this actually for years now, but I kind of never really had the confidence to do it, and I always felt like, really, who cares what I have to say and what I have to put out there in the world. But some changes have kind of recently occurred to me in my life, and I've become, a bit more cognizant of the things that I'm leaving behind. And, I've always felt like I'm a little bit more, than kind of just giving video guides away and video game information and stuff like that. But there's nothing really wrong with that, of course, and that's been fulfilling in its own way. But I've also kind of wanted to reach out to people on like a little bit more of a personal level. And I feel like the world that we live in nowadays, and specifically with social media and stuff like that, has had kind of a negative impact on people's psyche. And I feel like when I was younger, I was a little bit more forward with trying to lift people up. And as I've gotten a little bit older, I feel like I've kind of gotten negative and it's dragged me down. And I basically just want to start putting some more positive energy out there. And this all kind of started from the last video that we did that I'll put up in the cards now. But this is about the Monster Hunter community and if it's toxic, what's negative, what's positive, what's just kind of toxicity in general. But the end of the video, I said something along the lines of putting your best foot forward and being the change that you want to see in the world. And I think with this series, I'm going to kind of start to do that. I don't really care how well this is going to do. I'm not going to monetize these videos or anything like that. But basically what we'll do is maybe every month or so, we'll take a viewer mailed question on my email or in Discord or on Twitter or something like that. And it can be a question just about general life things and, just overall. I don't really want to answer any video game questions or anything like that. But it can just be about something, that's going on in you guys' lives. That you're having difficulty dealing with, that you may not have the confidence to start on your own, that you may not really have an answer for anybody to talk to. For those of you who don't really know me, I'm about 35 years old. I'm just recently turned 35. I went to high school. I graduated college. I've been with my wife for 14 years now. We've been married for 10 years. I have children. I've been in the working world. I've kind of done a lot of different things in my life, and I know just from the algorithm and all that stuff that a lot of you are kind of younger than me. A lot of you are in your, 18 all the way to 40 years old and something like that. And perhaps I can help some people that are going through some of the difficulties that I've already experienced. I know that I'm not a perfect person. I don't have the answers for everything at all, but just maybe somebody getting their, their feelings out there and having it kind of recognized and maybe discussed a little bit can help people through some difficult times. And I just know that whenever I was younger, I would wish I had somebody to talk to that would tell me the things that I'm going through are very valid and are experienced by a bunch of people. You're not alone in the world. And, maybe I can help somebody here or there. But I still will be adding, this isn't going to be the main focus of the channel or anything like that. I'll still be doing video game guides and just general gaming content and things like that. But I just wanted to kind of tackle this stuff. And that said, I wanted to lead off by saying I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a medical doctor or anything like that. I'm simply just a guy that is here to just be a listening ear for people and maybe give them a little bit of help during a tough time, like I said before. And, I kind of put some feelers out there with the community. I had some people DM me. I had mentioned on stream that I was thinking about doing this and ask me any kind of questions that you've had. And I reached out to some of my content creator friends because I thought who better to ask. Some people might, viewers might be little, closed off a little bit in their shell of putting kind of their business out there in the world. Of course, if you wanted to send anything, you could be completely anonymous or you could put your name or whatever. But I thought just to get the ball rolling, it might be a good idea to ask some of my content creator friends some questions that they would have for me, posit a question to me that I can kind of expand on. And a good friend of mine, Hot Sammy Sliz, he's a Twitch streamer, also does some stuff on YouTube, has a great podcast, and is not only just a great content creator in my opinion, but he's also just a good person. But so I kind of went to him first, and we have some of our other friends as well. But he asked a very good question to start off here. He said, how do you know when you found a passion, and what do you do with the energy once you found one or multiple passions? And I thought that was a really good question because, this is kind of the beginning point of a passion project that's been of me for a while. So what is a passion and what do you do with it when you found one? And I don't really want to tackle, I don't really want to spout out a Webster's dictionary definition of what a passion is or something like that. But I'm going to tackle this specifically in a way that's not like a passion for your friends or a family or a romantic passion or something like that, or a religious passion or something like that. This will simply come from the use of the passion of an interest or a hobby or something like that. And I would consider, just overall passion for me would be something like a hobby that affects you in a way that's in an elevated way, or something a hobby that you've developed an emotional attachment to, something that's kind of long lasting. I think over time, I'm interested in 50 different things at any given time, and I'll be really interested in something. I'll play the guitar for a year and then I'll never touch it again, or I'll start to learn a different language and I'll never come back to it again, or something like that. But I consider my passions are the things that have kind of come and gone in my life, and they always come back to me. And when they do, it always kind of feels like at home, like this is the thing that I should be doing, this is the thing that makes me feel fulfilled, or something like that. So I would say whenever you've come across a hobby or a behavior that has always kind of been in the back of your mind and always comes back to you, and like I said, kind of feels at home whenever it does, I would say that's kind of one of your passions. And it's not really up for me to decide what's a passion to you or not, but I'd say that 99% of the time it's probably something that should be like positive in your life. I don't really know if like a passion for heroin or a passion for breaking the law or something like that is really considered a passion, but I would say it's a constructive hobby or something like that you've developed an emotional attachment to. And the second part of that question is, what do you do with the energy when you've found that passion? And this is kind of like the meat and potatoes of this video. Is I got this piece of advice. I always think about this as kind of like my motto in life, but I got this piece of advice when I was very young, and it stuck with me for a really long time, and how I divide up my time in my life. And I think it's a good piece of advice for people that are, having difficulty kind of managing everything at the same time. And there's 3 passions that you should have in your life. 3 passionate hobbies that you should have in your life: a creative passion, a physical passion, and a societal passion. And a creative passion is something that, challenges you creatively or emotionally or something like that. This can be reading, writing, art. This can be, being creative in how you raise your kid or how you express yourself in any kind of way. Something that challenges you creatively. I mean, this could even be your job, if it's something that you really care about, and something that kind of challenges your mind for creative problem solving, and how you deal with your emotions in the world, I feel like. And then that's the first creative passion. And then your second creative passion is a physical passion. And this is something that keeps you healthy and just kind of overall celebrates your body. This can be hiking. This can be riding your bike. This can be exercising at the gym. This can be participating in a sport. Or if you have some sort of disability or something like that, simply just getting out into the open world and expressing movement and just physicality in some way. It's like... there's been studies upon studies and studies about how we as a species are not supposed to be sitting in front of a computer all day. We're not supposed to be. As fun as video games are, and escaping from real life is fun every once in a while. It's, probably best for us if we go outside, move our bodies around, stimulate our muscles, and, release endorphins into our body, and get vitamin D from the sun. And it's a proven time and time again mood booster, and just a part of being a human, because only up until the last 100 years, maybe even less, are humans comfortable with living inside. We have indoor plumbing, we have electricity, we have we have the internet, we have things like that. But for the entirety of our species, for millions of years, if you believe in that kind of thing, that we've been outside chasing food and being involved with nature. So that's the second one that I would recommend to you guys. First one having a creative, second one having a physical, and then the last one is a societal passion. And this is something that you give back to the world, to other people. And this can also be your job, or volunteering, or helping a friend in need, or being like, how I said this could be like your job. You could be a construction worker, and the road that you're laying is bettering society as a whole. You volunteering or fundraising or something like that, and giving that money back to a cause that you believe in that helps other people out. That's going to be you being a doctor and helping people getting their physical health kind of well taken care of. This can be you being a teacher and teaching the next generation of people that will be moving the world forward, and things like that. So, and I've always tried to weigh my life in a way that leans into one of those 3 passions. So whenever you found something that you really care about, then you can try to put it into one of those buckets, and see how you can take that positive energy back to the world and celebrate what you like. And I've been living that way my entire life, and I feel like whenever I have most things together, whenever I'm at the happiest points in my life, it's because I've put most of my energy into one of those three buckets. And I'm not saying that I'm a perfect person. My whole life hasn't been sunshines and rainbows, and I go through, low bouts just like everybody else does. But whenever I feel like I'm really firing on all cylinders and being the best person I can be, those three parts of me are full. So I would recommend those three things. Look into it, reevaluate the things that you're doing in your life, and see if those are stimulating you in the same way. And I don't know. I think that's my best piece of advice for finding your passion and what to do with it when you found it. But that'll be it for the first question. I really want to thank Hot Tammy Sliz for asking me such a wonderful question. I've got a couple other in the burner. Let me know if you guys like this kind of stuff in the future. Feel free to ask questions in the comments, or give feedback on the question that was asked and what kind of other things that you'd like to see. But I'm excited for this kind of stuff in the future, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. I hope you find your passions, and I hope you raise those around you and celebrate when they've found their passions as well. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time, and keep on keeping on.